Sorry. I'm supposed to share that with you. Okay, so you have then, so they ask these these great these questions. Okay, some of them they ask these questions, and these questions, some of the questions that they ask is this: when did Samuel first meet David? Was it prior to the battle with Goliath in 1 Samuel 17 to 31 and 55 to 58? Or when Saul was needing the comfort of music, 16:14 to 23? So these are the questions that um, these critical scholars actually. I met also these questions in the field or in churches we where brethren also came across this difference right here. So they would ask how or when was the first time that Saul and David met, prior to the battle with Goliath or when Saul was needing the comfort of music. So it's actually very possible that David had met um, Saul. I was actually basically thinking that the first time that David met Saul would be after, okay, would be after David had killed Goliath. But in the previous verses, you'll find out that it seems like David had already met the David had already met the David already met Saul before um, before the Goliath incident. And another question here is that who killed Goliath? Was it David or Elhanan, the brother of David? Okay, so you see here 1750 or 2 Samuel 21:19. So these critical scholars would ask these questions. And another question is, what was God's attitude to instituting a monarchy in Israel? Was it positive and approving? 1 Samuel 9:15 to 16 and 10:20 to 25, or negative and disapproving in 8 verse 4 to 22, 12 to 16 to 19. Okay, so these are the questions that they basically ask, no? Um, the critical scholars would ask these things. Okay, so now, yes, continually. So what they did is they isolate all these parts right here. And they would say that, okay, this part would not be, this part would be different, this part would be different. And then they would identify earlier strands with different time period. Now, we all know Wellhausen. If you we have met Wellhausen in the Pentateuch, because Wellhausen was actually uh, the person who was very well known in the source critical approaches. So there are basically two sources. Okay, according to Wellhausen, there are two sources that you find right here. One is that the earlier source, and this is pro-monarchical in the point of view. In other words, the book of Samuel was uh, the story of, the writing of the book of Samuel came right before the kingdom of Israel was established, or it was written right before there was a king who was chosen to lead out the people of Israel. And then there's a later source, Israel's experience during and after the exile. Okay, but um, this writer wrote the book of Samuel during the time of Israel's exile and after the exile. What was the reason for that? Because uh, he would think that Samuel was written because uh, it would talk about the reason why Israel came into exile. So basically, these later sources have a Deuteronomistic attitude. So when you say Deuteronomistic attitude, they would say that the composition of the book of Samuel was written um, during the period of the exile, not during the not before the monarchical period and not during the monarchical period, but rather it was written during the exilic period. So basically, when we talk about the exilic period, that's sometime in 600 BC, okay, 6th century BC. But the monarchical period would be in the sometime in the 8th century BC. Okay, so this is actually 200 years of 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 difference basically right there. So it would be even from the 10th century. Okay, so from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age. David's reign was sometime in the early Iron Age, Iron Age period. So that would be on the 10th century BC. So if the book of Samuel was written sometime in as an exile, so that would be a difference of 400 years basically. Okay, so uh, you have now two sources, but of course we tend to believe that it was written sometime during the pre-monarchical period, and our book actually tells us that it has higher historical value. Okay, and then of course you have the traditional historical approaches. Instead of two parallel and continuous sources, they thought that they could isolate previous collections of stories devoted to particular themes. Okay, so isolation. This is basically the Deuteronomic history would tell us. Okay, and yes, so they're saying that they can isolate themes that would be devoted on some parts sometime during the this part is part of the priestly sources. So one part could be a logistic sources and all these things, so they can say they try to isolate all of these things. Now of course that would be very impossible to isolate all of these things, especially that there is more evidence of historical continuity rather than these isolations. Okay, and literary connections also would tell us that it's hard to break the connections between parts of the book of Samuel. And yeah, so you have here stories from the boyhood of Samuel, some suggestions. Okay, we have here some suggestions to the um, stories of the boyhood of Samuel. Okay, I think we're going to be cut in a little while, but I want you to go back and continue with what we are talking about. Okay, right. So let's just wait for the meeting to be cut. Okay, so you have stories from the boyhood of Samuel in First Samuel 1, 2, 3. Then you have the arc narrative in First Samuel 4:1 to 72, and then you have stories about Samuel and Saul at Mizpah and Ramah in First Samuel 7, 3 to 12, chapter 8 verses 1 to 22, chapter 10, 17 to 27, chapter 12 to 1 to 25, chapter 15, 1 to 35. So this is the division that we have for the book of Samuel. And then you have stories of Samuel and Saul associated with Gilgal, for Samuel 9:1 and 10:16. Then you have chapter 13:1, verse 1 to chapter 14, verse 46. That's um, another part of the book of Samuel. Then you have a court history or succession narrative, 2 Samuel 9 to 20, and 1 Kings 1 to 2. And then you have an appendix of 2 Samuel 21 to 24. And some authors would suggest that there is a chiastic structure for 2 Samuel 21 to 24. So this is the chiastic structure that we see in 2 Samuel 21 to 24. So the A and A prime, you have the narrative. Okay, and the A is 3 years of famine and death averted by sacrifice. In 2 Samuel 2, 21, verses 1 to 14, A prime, you have the narrative of 3 days of plague and death averted by sacrifice in chapter 24. And then you have B and B prime, B, David's valiant troops, 21:15 to 22. And then you have B prime, David's valiant troops, 23:8 to 39. And then David's song when delivered from Saul, chapter 22, and David's last song in chapter 23, 1 to 7. So these are the suggestions that you have right here. Now, another history of composition is the reduction critical approaches. We know the reduction, right? So when we say reduction, there is changing. Okay, this authors believe that some writers had done some rearranging of the book, and they would say that this part is from certain period of time, this part is from certain period of time. And we all know that North, I believe that this is not the first time that you have met North. You have met North sometime in the period of Exodus and some books of the Bible here. North would be saying that Deuteronomy and Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, and also Kings belong to what we call what they call Deuteronomistic history. Okay, so when we talk about Deuteronomistic history, it means that uh, the book of this. When we talk about Deuteronomistic history, it means that the book was written sometime during the exile. Okay, and North would say that there is a single author who wrote the book of Samuel, and it was written during the exile to explain why God had rejected Israel. So this is what North basically is saying. Okay, all right. So, but today the debate is still going on. Okay, right. All right. So, but of course, we'll find out that this reduction critical approaches, the traditional historical approaches, and the source critical approaches were actually challenged. They were challenged in order for the uh, to disprove the Deuteronomistic history uh, thing. So there are scholars who believe today that the book of Samuel was written during the period of the monarchy or prior to monarchy. Okay, so here next. So in the literary structure, there are debates still going on today. Okay, debates going on related to the ideology, to the date of the book of Samuel, and to the extent, and then also the secondary editing of the suggested sources, collections, or reductional layers. So the debate is still going on right now, and some scholars would now uh, give more importance on the material that you find in the book of Samuel rather than looking at the ideology that is found in the book. Now, of course, many scholars had spent so much intense interest in